Hello, Aries. Welcome to your monthly reading for March 2026. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are going to jump right in. This is going to be the biggest birthday season you've ever experienced in your lifetime. And if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your full Celtic cross spread. Then we break it down week by week. I'll pull more cards. We'll talk about a couple more aspects. It's a loaded month. It's a loaded month, and then we'll do the second spread. So, Aries, I actually have really good news for you. You've been accepted to the Spiritual Warrior Academy. Congratulations. Classes start March 1st, okay? You're going to go through a lot of life experiences that test your, the leader, the role model, the hero in you, your vision moving forward, so you get exactly what you deserve, okay? And you can thank Saturn and Neptune that are officially in your sign, and they paid for your enrollment. And to be honest, they gave you no choice either. Welcome to your big transformation mode. This is big. This is big. Also, happy birthday. When I say, listen, just wait until we flip this over to the back, okay? When we hit the equinox, when we hit your birthday season. So, speaking of seasons, you can see that we're still in eclipse season. Coming after last month, Great Reset. So the Great Reset was in eclipse season. I mean, the changes you're about to see are going to be enormous, and you're already seeing them. You're already having them. You're experiencing them. And you were asked to create your new world. That's what Saturn and Neptune conjuncting at 0 degrees in your sign was asking, right? And I know you're doing an amazing job creating your reality. But the planets this month, they're going to say, prove it. They're going to say, own it. Okay? That's this type of month. Luckily, you've got some great teachers. You got Saturn, Neptune, you got Venus, Mars, all of it, right? They're going to help guide you into your new era, because March, it really is an initiation. When you start building your new world by the middle of the month, when we hit the equinox, you're gonna be expected to make your new world real. All right, realistic. Because here's the thing, there's another reset happening. We'll talk about it. Yeah, it is the equinox, but by that point all planets will be direct, no retrograde planets. All right, and just remember, there's so much change, and it's happening at an accelerated pace. Just wait till we get to April. Just wait, okay, when Uranus moves into Gemini. But radical changes in the air right now. And you'll notice that there are no blue asterisks that indicate the best aspects of the month, because if you saw my March astrology overview live stream, I'll leave it at the end of this video. You're welcome. There are no challenging aspects in March. What? Planetary wise, okay? The moon, emotions, the moon, that's a different story. Planetary wise, all right? So there's no squares, there's no oppositions, and there's almost an aspect every day, okay? If you saw your 2026 forecast, I said March, bananas, absolutely bananas, okay? So here's the thing, the magnitude of some of the aspects of this month are going to be really strong. So it's really going to be up to you on how you work with that energy. Yeah. And so the other thing that I really want you to know, I said in your 2026 forecast, I said February, April, and July are the three biggest flashpoints of 2026. The biggest months where that initiate change. And so March, it's right between February and April. March is like a bridge. And you're going to notice that the majority of the planets in our solar system will be in one small area of the sky. All right. And they will be in Pisces in your sign. All right. As you know, Pisces, the last zodiac, represents endings. And Aries, you represent new beginnings. So expect some change. And when we talk about this new era, it's happening. It becomes a lot more official. in March. And you're going to have some moments with Mercury retrograde the first few weeks. Things will be a little bit confusing. What's real? Why do I keep texting my ex when I know for a fact they changed their number 10 years ago? There's got to be some of that. Yeah, it was Saturn and Neptune as well. So that's part of the test. Yeah, that's part of the test. What are you willing to let go for your new era? And remember, March is just a very, very, very busy month. There's never a dull moment. And even some days there's more than one aspect. There's 2, 3, 4 aspects. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going over the major highlights. We're not even going to talk about all of these. Okay. I'm going to try to get to most of them, but when we break them down week by week, that's when I'll bring some of them up, and not everything is on the whiteboard. So the other thing is, please pay attention to the first week. I'm going to be focusing a little bit heavily on the first week of March because it is one of the most important weeks, and I will be skipping it next week. Okay, because we're going straight to the second week that one's bonkers. So go ahead and pick up your bag of arrows, your sword, your frying pan, whatever you do, right? In this academy, Spiritual Warrior Academy, it's starting on Sunday, March 1st. Not even on the whiteboard. That's what I'm saying. And I'm telling you this, Aries, because you've got Ceres conjuncting Chiron and Aries in your sign at 24 degrees. And so Ceres is, really more about nourishment, nurturing, self-care. Really has a lot to do with the digestive system as well. Remember, that's your gut, that's connected to the brain. So the nervous system, food intolerances, etc., etc., etc. You know about Chiron, the wounded healer, has been in your sign for some time now. And Aries, Mars's sister, the goddess warrior. And so what's happening here as soon as you move into March? Self-protection, self-preservation on a whole other level. Ceres is like Mama Bear. She's Mama Earth, right? And so this is spiritual warrior, Mama Bear, gladiator, all in one. You need to take care of yourself so you can take care of others. All right. That's what's happening here. And what are your needs that are unmet? That's going to be a big question for you as you move into March. It's all about protection, but also there is this element of respect. Are you getting the respect that you deserve, and fairness? But either way, it's really taking care of you. All right. Now, Monday, March 2nd, Mars, your ruler, is moving into Pisces. It's the first time in 2 years. And Pisces, as you know, is very spiritual and emotional, creative energy, all about healing. Mars is so not into that. You know that, right? Mars likes action movies. He likes Burning Man, maybe. Actually more like he loves being a gladiator, but he's in Pisces. You would think this does not work because, as you know, Mars, fire, right? Fiery, aggressive, and water signs, which are emotional. Doesn't really, fire and water. But anyway, this works. And the reason why is because what he's doing is he's directing all his energy into the spiritual, into the metaphysical, into therapy and creative arts. So he's wading through the infinite emotional waters of Pisces, and he is going to be relentless. And that's going to be you too, because he's your ruler. And when he's in Pisces, in this sea of emotional Pisces, he sees on the other side, he sees Aries, one sign over. He sees his home. So he's got conviction, okay? Because the water is a little infectious. It makes him a little spiritual. So your conviction is going to be like a mountain. And Mars going through Pisces will generate a lot of energy in this dreamy spiritual seascape. All right. And when Mars is in Pisces, in this seascape, you know there will be some ripples. This is an awakening in itself. So for the entire month, your soul will be lit, as the kids no longer say, but you're going to feel emotionally driven and passionate, taking inspired action toward what inspires you. Yeah. With Mars in your 12th house, you're going to be thinking about what's truly meaningful to you. A lot of emphasis on creativity, creation, creating things, your dreams, all things divine, things that like truly inspire you, that you feel like deep down in your soul. Seriously. All right. So initiate and work with this energy, because you will feel it, and it's going to feel really, really nice because you're connecting with the divine. All right. Now, Tuesday, March 3rd. And remember, that's going to be here all month into April. And then Mars gets into your sign. So start buckling up. Start buckling up. Tuesday, March 3rd. Oh, yeah. Here we go. The total blood moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. It's going to happen around 12 degrees, 13 degrees, around 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time, New York City time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. If you are in the U.S., yeah, you get to see it. You're going to see it if you wake up at 6 a.m. It's a lunar eclipse, okay? And so, as we know, eclipses are a million times stronger than just a normal, full moon, right? With the lunar eclipse. And full moons represent culminations, turning points, endings, as does Pisces. We're in Pisces season, Pisces being the last zodiac. So there's truly something here coming to completion, okay? Maybe there's a personal reckoning. It's so deeply spiritual with Mars, your ruler, in Pisces as well. But here's the bigger picture, okay? Virgo rules your 6th house. And so there's definitely something here with work. There's a big turning point. Remember, eclipses bring change. They're game changers. And they often eclipse things out of your life. Whether you are wanting it or not, they put you on the path that you're meant to be on. And this eclipse is right on the nodes. So expect some fated change. But as part of this, remember, you're going to be feeling the energies of it. So you're going to be reducing or eliminating old patterns and habits. That's Virgo energy, right? Your daily routines. So this eclipse cycle is ending. We're moving into the Aquarius Leo axis. That's going to be a whole other ballgame, because you've been on the Pisces Virgo axis, which really is health. And we're going to talk about that. But I want you to think about August 23rd. Yeah. When we have the new moon in Virgo. You can even think about September 21st last year, when we had the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. So you're wrapping up something from last fall. Okay. There's something connected to last fall. This is strong, mutable energy. You're going to be adapting to change. You're going to be pivoting. You're going to be ascending. Ultimately, there is going to be something ending here. All right. Remember, this is your healing path. The 6th house, the 12th house, that's both activated for you. All right. It's the health axis. So, and when I say that, yeah, this is physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, social health. And so this can be very cathartic. Yeah. It's Mercury ruled, this eclipse. There's likely truth coming to light. Yeah. You may have some new way of thinking as well when it comes to health. Remember, Mercury's retrograde too, by the way, still in Pisces. So there's a lot that's maybe being stirred up in your subconscious. Pay attention to your dreams. It is the 12th house, which is so nebulous. Yeah. And it's again, a lot of healing energy. So, there's got to be something around this eclipse that's going to show you where you may not be taking care of yourself, or where you're putting too much energy into perfectionism or being too hard on yourself, self-critical. Remember, all these lower expressions of Virgo that we want to let go, right? Worrying too much, overworking, burnout, all of that. Maybe you have really strict routines. Maybe you're thinking pessimistically. Remember, nobody's perfect. We're all human, okay? And that's the point of this eclipse. That you don't have to be perfect at everything, and that's every sign. That's that Virgo energy, but it is your sixth house here. So take time focusing on your health, all right, in every capacity. Remember, Virgo represents purification, so break out the sage, the candles, all of that. Virgo rules the nervous system, like I said, the digestive system, your gut. This is a detox, okay? Spiritual, emotional, physical, just like I said, whatever you need, all right? Release all that no longer serves your higher good. Your time, your health, your heart, your body, your spirit, your mission, all protected by release, okay? Do some breath work, movement, do some gardening, grounding. It's Virgo, earth sign, right? Put crystals in your water. Something's got to go. And it just letting you know that it might be something about you, okay? Leave it in the past. Let the past be the past. You can't wear skinny jeans in your new era. It's not allowed. All right? This is your new era tour. Anyway, mutable signs. If you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising sign or your moon or for your husband Barney, or for your sister, it doesn't matter. Mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces will feel this eclipse the most. If you have any planets in your natal chart 10 to 15 degrees in any of the signs that I just mentioned, yeah, you're going to feel the planets are going to be, aspected. You would feel it the most. Now, on the same day, not even on the whiteboard, or is it? I'm not sure. I'm just getting started. Not on the whiteboard. Well, there's so many things happening this day, but so Venus, okay? Venus, still in Pisces, where she's exalted, is going to sextile Uranus and Taurus. I hope you got your Venmo, your Cash App. I hope you got a bank account, checkbook, because Venus, the planet of money, is in an aspect, sextile, window of opportunity, with Uranus, the planet of surprises, that's in Taurus. That is your second house of money and finances. All right? That's Venus's home. So during this eclipse, sure, there could be some, sudden windfall. Maybe there's something that you get, some great news from your health insurance or from a doctor. Remember, it's still in that realm of health or work. Yeah? Sixth house is your work. It's your workplace. So you could possibly get an unexpected promotion or raise. You see how this works. There could be something really great. This is very romantic. Venus, sextile Uranus, and Taurus. So there could be something here also with love or, creativity, creative projects. You might see some change or, breakthroughs in relationships. Anything that you've been working on, that you've been passionate about. Remember, window of opportunity, but you have to take that action. But you will definitely feel magnetic. This is stimulating. Go be social. Go, hang out at the falafel cart, on 3rd Street where all the cool kids hang. Go cruising in a limousine. Bring those back. I don't know. You do you, but just break out of your comfort zone. That's what Uranus wants you to do. And we get this only twice a year. So there could be some enormous payoff here. There could be something very lucrative for you if you make it happen. But then for a lot of y'all, you're already good. And this is going to be the last aspect where you will have an exalted Venus before Venus moves into your sign. And the other thing, by the way, we're out of February where there's no more Uranus squares. Okay, so no more those surprising jolts of like, whoa. Okay, these are all sextiles now. These are all great. And The other thing is during this whole day, yeah, we're still on the lunar eclipse. This is a big day. The eclipse is connecting with Jupiter already, which is really nice because Juno, who's, Jupiter's wife, Hera in Greek, Juno, who rules, the truth and justice, equality in love and marriage and partnerships and contracts and agreements, she's connecting with the eclipses too. So you've got Jupiter and Juno negotiating with this eclipse, right? You have this nodal axis. There's very likely something big happening with career. All right. Remember, I already said Virgo rules your 6. You got Juno in the mix, right? And Juno is in Capricorn. That rules your 10th. Career and work. All right. So there really may be something here where you may have some change. And again, and with Jupiter involved, Jupiter exalted in Cancer in your 4th. Yeah, there may be something at home as well. So, and then Thursday, March 5th, is when you actually have the Sun in Pisces trine Jupiter. But remember, you're going to feel this days before, days after. We get this, we're getting this twice this year. All right? Twice this year. And this is the first one. The next one will be in December. When you have the Sun in Pisces trining the planet of luck and good fortune, wisdom, profit, who is still at his degree of exaltation. Yeah, I talked about that last week. This brings huge success. All right. You can expect a lot of optimism and hope and, self-belief, your faith restored in some way around this time. And again, yeah, there's going to be a lot of emphasis here with home, family, real estate, property matters. But, I mean, you've got the Sun in your 12th, too. And there's got to be something here. It could be some opportunity that you receive as well. There's got to be a cluster of aspects throughout this month that amplify each other. So you could get some opportunities here that make you feel a lot more confident, about pursuing them, or you're going to find yourself broadening your horizons in some way. The other thing is, it is very likely there's things happening behind the scenes with the 12th house so activated when you've got Mars, your ruler, there. Yeah. When you have Venus there, when you have the Sun there, Mercury there, all of that. The 12th house is hidden matters. So if you applied for a job, I don't know, a week ago, like, this is the day they're probably like, oh, yeah. We got, Sheila's resume is the best. Anyway. Remember, Jupiter expands. Jupiter's good fortune. And again, just like there could be some lucrative opportunities for you. And yes, this brings a lot of spiritual growth. There's a sense of your life purpose is locked in. All right. But again, a lot of energy around home and family for you. Now, it's got to be the water signs that feel this the most. I am going to throw in the earth signs as well. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you have any planets 13 to 17 degrees in any of the water signs, yeah, you're really going to feel this. One of the best, it's the Sun and Jupiter is one of the best aspects of the month, the luckiest. Now, Friday, March 6th, here's your day. Yeah, Venus moving into your sign, immediately joining Saturn, Neptune, right there at that 0-1 degree point. So there's some big, pure potential for you to initiate here. All right. The other thing is, just expect a big shift in relationships and money, creative projects, beauty, things, everything that Venus represents. But also, it's in your sign now. She's in your sign. So there could be some movement in leadership and, new projects, business, all month. Venus is here pretty much all month. Okay. So this is where you're going to feel a little bit more confident, driven, passionate. You'll definitely feel a lot more assertive when it comes to leadership, money, love, relationships. but also a little bit less open to compromise. Yeah. And it's because just how Mercury is detriment and Pisces, Saturn doesn't do well in your sign. Uranus feels stuck in Taurus. It's the same thing with Venus, okay? Venus doesn't do too well in your sign because she's all about harmony and diplomacy. And you're the I am of the zodiac. So there's nothing wrong with this. Put yourself first for sure. Always consider, well, what's in it for me, but in a way where it serves your higher good. Yeah. This is going to help you weed out any, weak links in your system. All right. Because remember, your new era, you just don't want to bring anything that you're holding on to out of it's like a blankie. You're outgrowing things. All right. But yeah, you're gonna also be a magnet with Venus in your sign. Now, the other thing is on Saturday, March 7th, we do have a Mercury Cazimi and Pisces. This is amazing. Mercury conjunct the sun. And it is a reset. Yeah. Even during a retrograde, sure. Yeah. This is where your consciousness and the subconscious is kind of meet up, they converge. You are definitely going to get some sort of download here. This is your 12th house. All right. Please pay attention to your dreams. They're definitely going to be saying something or telling you something. And if you do remember your dreams and you're just like, oh, that was cool, try to figure out the message. Yeah. This is a day where you may have some revelation. I wouldn't be surprised if you astral project. This is very spiritual. This is spiritual awakening, okay? But one that you make real. One that you make real. And a lot of compassion around this time. And so really great. Really great. I love this for you. There's some moment of clarity you may have this day in terms of healing, okay? Maybe even forgiveness. Maybe forgiveness to you or to someone that you haven't been seeing eye to eye with, right? This is Pisces energy, all right? So it could even be, and I'm just telling you because it's your 12th. This goes so deep. The 12th house is the subconscious. What is the subconscious? Is where we store our memories. This goes so deep. It's kind of like Chiron in your sign, the wounded healer, that it may even be forgiving your parents, or parental figures, things like that. Things that could, really, really deep from a long time ago, because every single human being on earth has something stored up here, all right? Of just something that may have happened. Argument, just something that it wasn't really resolved. So, and you don't have to forgive them in person. It can just be you feeling that release, having that acceptance. But you could also make a big announcement this day as well. FYI. Anyway, we will have, let me see here. It will be the mutable signs, okay, that feel this the most. One other thing, I'll tell you, because it's happening in your sign, Venus will conjunct Neptune, all right, at 1 degree. Venus, the lower octave of Neptune, okay, little sister, big sister. This is creativity. This is imagination. Please use this. This is harmonizing spiritually and emotionally. A lot of passion again. There's that. They both rule music. So hemisync, flow state. Yeah. Listen to music that really, again, just moves you, right? And it's Venus and Neptune. Dream big. There's something here for you, all right, when it comes to your values, when it comes to relationships and money, all right? Initiate this new dream. This is divinity. It's right at that 1 degree point. There also may be something that just really inspires you this day. So any misalignment on your path forward, this is the day where Neptune could come in and just quickly dissolve it, right? Just so you are moving forward. Now, Sunday, March 8th, happy daylight savings day. This is, you're going to be seeing less of me doing these recordings at night because it gets dark at 3 p.m. these days. This is also a big day. There's about 4 aspects happening. So, just going to go through them. Venus conjunct Saturn, all right? 2 degrees. Speaking of initiation, this is huge. It is the first time you've had this in 29 years. Remember, Saturn it's been a long time since the late 1990s when he was in your sign, okay? So you've got Venus conjunct Saturn in your sign, all right? Venus is everything your heart desires, relationships, money, your values, creativity. Saturn, as you know, makes things long lasting, and it's happening in your sign. So there's something here that you're building for the long term. That's Saturn. He's got that promise. But remember, Venus nor Saturn do well in your sign. And so this feels more like a checkpoint. You checking in, all right, on your desires, on your passions. Because again, your Aries energy is very, there is a sense of independence, right? You may be having some big questions. Am I really committed in this relationship, in this job? If so, what are the boundaries I need? Yeah. What is the structure that's missing? So that's what it's going to really feel like. And yes, Saturn natively rules your 10th. So there really may be something here with career. This is when you're going to possibly initiate some big picture, big ticket items that you want long lasting to be the best version of yourself. Okay? Remember Saturn's karma. Karma literally means action in Sanskrit, all right? And is literally in the sign of action, your sign. So this it is a little strong. All right, there may be some decisions that you have to make that it's like, or, you're moving in a new direction and you know it and you feel it. And so, like I said, you're entering a new era where you can't bring everything, including some people, maybe, colleagues of yours. And it could be as simple as like, hey, I am launching my own business. But all you colleagues who have been my best friends for 20 years, do you know what I mean? Like there's something new that's about to brew for you. This is going to be big. So I really want you to pay attention to this. Whatever comes up or that you initiate that you need a little bit more structure in, more discipline in, where you step up as that leader, that's where it is, okay? Money, finances, career, relationships, big themes, all right? It will be the cardinal signs. You, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, that feel this most. If you have any planets 0 to 4 degrees in any of those signs in your natal chart, oh yeah, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. And then on the same day, you'll have Mercury trine Jupiter. Like you're fine. You're going to be good. If you've been paying attention, if you've been truly awake, this is when you understand the force of divine timing, the goodness of divine timing, because this entire day is highly karmic, and Jupiter still at his degree of exaltation where he does his best at 15 degrees. There's something here with conversations, messages that you receive. There's something here that is about to change everything for you. All right? You could get really great news, especially with home and family. Yeah. A lot of you are becoming spiritual leaders. There could be something here where if you are becoming a Reiki master or opening up your own yoga studio, there may be some news or even insights that you receive around this time with your 12th house so activated, but uplifting, meaningful, news where even you just seeing the signs. All right. This is a great day to pitch, to negotiate, to, again, because it's, Pisces energy, apologize, support others, but you will definitely feel blessed around this time. And any of these conversations or, things that come up for you, maybe circumstances or people from your past with Mercury retrograde. And by the way, yeah, the moon will be in Scorpio. Okay. The moon will be in Scorpio. I always point this out because the moon in Scorpio has intensity, especially for you, Aries. That is your 8th house. But why am I pointing this out is because with a moon in Scorpio, this forms a grand water trine. So you got the moon in Scorpio, you have Jupiter in Cancer, you have Mercury in Pisces. Yeah. This is big. This is big. And actually, the moon in Scorpio will, it started around the 6th. So it's like you have this grand water trine for about 2 days. It's emotionally intense, but it's emotionally moving. There's something here with relationships and money. And you deepening, relationships or, something about you building your wealth. You're creating this new foundation. And so go with it. Go with it. And again, home and family, big theme here. Now, what else is happening? There's just so much happening. March 10th, Jupiter finally goes direct. You're going to see a lot of movement with Jupiter going direct, especially in home and family. Real estate, property matters. A lot of y'all are moving. A lot of y'all already did. And then you started, settling in. You got the furniture. And now with Jupiter direct, there's more to come, right? There's going to be more energy here. And this is when Saturn and Neptune in your sign, they really start separating at this point. Saturn's going to be about 3 degrees. He's kind of moving fast. Now, Friday, March 13th, you have Mars conjunct the North Node. All right. So this is 8 degrees. All right. In Pisces. This is your ruler. All right. Conjuncting the North Node in Pisces. We're going to talk about this a lot more in your weekly forecast, but this is the God warrior. And in the past few weeks, you already had Venus, you had Mercury, you had the Sun, all conjunct the North Node, which is your mission statement, your purpose, life purpose. This is your 12th house. So again, very spiritual for you. But you got Mars here. Yeah. Mars is making you look destiny right in the eyes and saying, I want this. I'm going to have this. This is my calling. Yeah. But this is you also taking inspired actions, and there's definitely going to be some events that accelerate your path. And you may have, again, pay attention to the signs, okay? The little winks from the universe. That's your signal to move forward on something. But with it being Mars, it can be a little bit aggressive, all right? If there's change that hasn't happened yet, remember, divine timing. But anyway, there's gonna be, when we get to your weekly forecast next week, we'll talk about Ceres. Ceres is leaving your sign and moving into Taurus. All right. We're gonna talk about this. Remember, Ceres is really more about like how you nurture yourself. It's nourishment, it's fertility as well. Taurus is your, it rules your 2nd house, and Taurus rules food. And so remember, this is Ceres, which can be food intolerances. It is, digestive system, because Ceres is Virgo's dwarf planet. Anyway, we'll talk about that. And then, let's flip it over. Okay, so this one we have a huge cluster of events starting on the 17th. And so, again, obviously we'll talk about a lot of this when we get to your weekly readings. And even when I break it down week by week, I'll pull some of this up. The biggest thing I would say is Tuesday, March 17th, you will have Mercury conjunct the North Node again. Yeah, again. Remember, I told you in your February forecast, when this happened, February 12th, I said, pay attention to this week, all right? Especially the day that Mercury goes retrograde or direct on the 20th. Just pay attention from the 17th to the 20th. Something from February 12th, you're going to go back to. All right. Now, you're going to start feeling the sun sextile Uranus. I mean, this is huge. This is major. All right. This is all in your favor. There's something here with money. Again, big financial breakthrough that you could have. It's also the sun. So there's something here with like life purpose. There's something here with relationships as well. There's just energy that's building up to Wednesday, March 18th, when you have the new moon in Pisces. This is happening at 28 degrees. Obviously, we're going to talk about this in our weekly forecast. This is one of the best new moons of 2026. It is so magical. But it's also a new moon in Pisces at 28 degrees. So this is the beginning of the end, okay? This is when you, it's 2 days away from the equinox, which is the new year. So there's this, pay attention to this cluster of days. This is going to be really nice. Remember, Pisces rules your 12th house. So it's very interesting because that is, again, just very spiritual. A lot of healing. There's a sense of healing others, service to others as well. But you've got the sun sextile Uranus. So there's something stimulating here. There's something where you're going to feel this change in the air. And there really is going to be this sense of optimism that you have around this new moon. It is such a great new moon. We also remember Juno being in Capricorn. Well, now we're going to have another grand trine with Uranus in Taurus, the sun in Pisces, and Juno in Capricorn. So that's linking up your second house of money, income, your salary with your 10th house of career. And Juno also, remember, being about agreements and contracts. I mean, this is all at the heels of the equinox that's happening on the 20th. So please set intentions. Yeah, we'll talk about this when we get to it. It will be the mutable signs that feel this the most too, by the way. And if you have any planets 25 to 29 degrees in any other signs, which would be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, in your chart, you are going to feel this, end of an era energy the most. Okay? And then we get to Friday, March 20th. This is your big day. Happy birthday. So the sun moves into your sign where the sun is exalted. And that's also the equinox. So happy spring, happy fall in the southern hemisphere. This is the day that Mercury goes direct as well. So loaded day. Yeah. And remember, this is the new year, the real new year, before the, Pope Gregory changed the calendar system just a few hundred years ago. Yeah. No. So this is when everything, I've talked about this. I in the live stream, I'll leave at the end of the video. I talk a little bit more. But yeah, November, Novo, 9. No, it's not the 11th month. You can do that with every month. And so this is a new year, was a new year for thousands of years. It's when everything naturally comes to life. Yeah. And so, again, your new world, your new era, new you, it's all happening. Yeah. After the Great Reset, after the eclipse, because you're out of eclipse season, and the new moon in Pisces, the beginning of the end, moving to Aries season, the beginning of the beginning. So this is a portal. Yeah, this is a huge portal. Mercury going direct, a lot of clarity returning. So again, you're just going to see big change. And then Saturday, March 21st, you've got Mars trine Jupiter. This is one of the best aspects of 2026 of the entire year. Mars trine Jupiter, it happens on average every 2 years. Lately, it's been once a year. But I have to remind you, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. And this is the first time Jupiter's been in Cancer since 2014. So, in a sense, you waited 12 years for this moment. This is all or nothing. This is Mars trine Jupiter. This is LFG. So, Mars, action, right? Jupiter, expansion, abundance. actions that you take, Jupiter's going to bless, it's going to bring success. I mean, even the fact that we're in Aries season, right? Where the sun is exalted, there is this drive, this confidence, this feel good energy, this presence that you're going to feel and you will have. It is such high frequency. And the last thing that really matters is, Wednesday, March 25th, we will have a Saturn Kazemi. Okay. So the sun conjunct Saturn, 4 degrees. And yeah, right at the time of the new moon, the equinox, right at the beginning of the, Great Reset. This is going to be pretty significant. It's in your sign. All right. This is this is a synodic cycle. You're building a new foundation. All right. This is all about commitment. And again, Saturn has not been in your sign for almost 30 years. And so this is a fresh new energy. Remember, Neptune's here as well. So there's something that you're building for the long term with optimism as the sun, but also realism. Neptune, sure, is here, but he's more like, third wheel, right? This is when you give everything in the tank for what you want, okay? For what your purpose is. It's now or never energy. There is no going back. This is when you show up. But it's also a little sobering. It's Saturn, and he will test you, all right? There may have been some circumstances that have happened in your life, maybe in February, maybe in March, where you were, required to become, an authority, a role model, a manager at Pizza Hut, wherever, but you're just taking on more responsibility. This is also accountability. Typically, you have new goals around this time. Achievements. Remember, Saturn is karma. The other thing is, well, that's it. Let's get started. There's just too much, but I'll tell you a couple more aspects when we break it down week by week. I know that let's where are we? Okay, let's get going. Let's get going, Aries. Let's see what's going on for you for one of the biggest birthday seasons ever. Ever. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Aries, come on. This is big. This is big. You don't see months like this. Again, that scratched the surface. There's so much happening. And yeah, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Offers the best overview, especially for a monthly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, we will. Aries. Secondly, y'all are amazing. Happy birthday. I hope that you're having, the candle just for you, just for your birthday, old birthday candle. All right, let's get started. You're going to be fine. I don't even know what to, you're good. Remember, unforgettable month. Unforgettable. Yeah, the Empress. There you go. Go get it. This is everything. The Empress, goddess, this is you. This month, as soon as you begin this month, you may have already started something new. If not, you will. The Empress is all about creation, okay? And that's, card 3. She's even pregnant, representing, the birth of new things. Some of y'all may be having, it may be a little bit more in the summer, but yeah. Congratulations, you may be having babies, but it's more like it's expansion in the home. So it could be like your daughter has a baby, you become a grandmother, grandfather, things like that. All right. But truly, you see the symbol of Venus and the stone-shaped heart here. You see that she's sitting there just so comfortable. This is amazing. This is luxury. This is abundance. This is money. This is love. This is relationship. This is everything your heart desires. This is growth and advancement. This is just, again, there's sensuality here. There's sexuality here. There's this movement, okay? And there's going to be something that you're going to feel really good about moving forward. And I want you to live life through your passions and your pleasures. All right? You got Venus in your sign. So that's amazing because you also have the Queen of Pentacles. All right? In the heart of your spread. And the Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen. And she's someone who, remember, with Ceres in your sign, leaving your sign, but moving into Taurus, that's going to be your second house, like material possessions, things like that. Either way, the finance side, right? Money. Either way, doesn't matter. You're good. You're good. She does have the resources, everything. She's got money. She's the richest queen. She has the resources to build the world that she wants to live in, okay? She doesn't have to worry about money. She doesn't have to worry about any of that. But there's that nurturing energy that I was talking about. Look at her hands underneath the pentacle, giving, selfless, right? Taking care of those people within her world that you are creating this brand new era, this brand new world. You've got this vision and you're going to be able to do it. Now, you got the Empress with the Queen of Pentacles. Look how they're both outside. Spend time in nature. Connect with nature. Put your feet in grass. Do some grounding. That's going to get you through a lot this month, especially with there may be a little bit of confusion, Mercury retrograde, a little bit of miscommunication as well. This is going to help doing that grounding. All right. Really connecting. And do you see the bunny rabbit in the corner here? And then with the Empress, she's got the pomegranates all over her gown. There is a sense of growth and fertility, right? Right here. So everything is starting to happen for you. And if anything, this represents spring. It does represent the equinox. So you're really good. And I wouldn't be surprised with the Queen of Pentacles having a lot of ties with the Magician, card 1. I really wouldn't be surprised if that's part of your mission, is creating this brand new world where there is this sense of comfort. All right. And you shall have, the 10 of Swords in your challenge area. All right. I don't mind it. 2 things here. 1, you're coming out of something that it just felt heavy. And it felt like it was something that you couldn't let go. It felt like there could have been words exchanged. It could have been an argument. It could have been just a lot going on in your head where there was maybe a little bit of a sting. But you're coming out of it, and that's the good news, okay? The second thing is, yes, there is likely just a little bit. There's likely someone in your world who may be going through something this month, okay? And it might have to do with you. So you're going to have to clear the air. You're going to have a conversation. And it could have to do, you're going to have to communicate because they feel maybe a little betrayed. Maybe they feel like they also went through a lot through this experience as well. And listen, this is the card of New Dawn. Let bygones be bygones. Let's bury the hatchet. Remember, it is a month of forgiveness. You do you, and you'll be good. You got the 10 of Cups in your crown. You got the star in the root of your spread. Like, who are you? You're good. You're great. There's your joy. That's a lot of joy. You're seeking it. How crazy that you've got, 4 planets in Pisces. You got your ruler in Pisces. You have a new moon in Pisces. This card is actually attributed to Mars in Pisces. How bonkers is that? Either way, this is a lot of enlightenment. It's a very, it's a feeling that you've made it. You're glad that you heeded your calling, all of that. But you see that there's, again, comfort, okay? Sure, there's joy and happiness and so much innocence. And there is a sense of like, yes, everything's great with, love, relationships, family, children, all of that right here. But Cups being emotions and feelings and love. A lot of that, again, would be your goal, something that you're seeking. But a lot of y'all feel that too. You're going to be feeling that this month, especially because things are happening for you. You're making things happen. You have the star in the root of your spread. This is everything aligning for you. And like I said, Pisces energy is healing, right? And you're kicking off this month with a lunar eclipse and Virgo, healing as well. Star comes after the Tower. This is all about healing, but all about healing and having faith in the healing, having faith in yourself, having faith in the universe. This is wisdom. This is, knowledge and gaining knowledge through the experiences that you went through. This is the stars aligning for you. This is all about your future hopes and wishes and long-term goals and aspirations too. This star is attributed to Aquarius. And so you're good. You're really good. I think that there's a lot within you, inside you, that you need to, again, bring out and make it real as well. Okay. Yeah, that Six of Swords. You're good. Six of Swords. This, March kind of, it is like a rite of passage, right? Right in the middle of February, April, the two flashpoints. I love that because that's kind of like the Six of Swords where it's, there were some things that you went through. You're coming out of it. You're just like, I'm in a good place this month. And anything that may have been challenging or hurtful or, left some scars or whatever happened, at least you're not bringing it with you. And if you are bringing it with you, it's because you're learning from it, okay? You're learning from it, and that's all you need, okay? You're not bringing it because it's something that you're angry about or bitter about or none of that. No, we're leaving that energy behind. This is, look at this. Look at where my finger's at. Look at the water. Look how turbulent it is. Look at the direction they're going. It's calm. It's peaceful. All right? So look across your cross. Look down your cross. You're going to be really good this month. All right? As long as this happens, right? This is so much. It's 6, too. There's something harmonizing about 6. And you see the ferryman, like, hovering the mother and child. There's a sense of protection. The swords in front of the boat protecting them. Security protect. You're good. You're fine. You're actually really good. I think there's going to be some activity this month that allows you to leave things in the past because you have that confidence and you feel good about it too, right? Like it no longer has this grip on you. Let's get to your stuff. Aries, y'all, come on. Y'all are this is going to be a month. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. This is such a big month for you. It is such a big month. All right. It's actually a really big year for you. Just again, wait till we get to April. I tell you about April. We have like a 6-7 planet stellium in your sign as part of the new moon in your sign. That's never happened. That's never happened. All right, let's get to your stuff. You're good. You're gonna get you'll get a birthday bell too. You're good. Yeah. I don't even like. The King of Swords. There's that power, that authority. There's you. Just being able to make very strategic decisions, not doubting yourself. This is you being honest with yourself. This is you signing things. This is you also being the leader. This is you, like, just in terms of strategy, in terms of communication. Oh, you're going to be good. All right. You're going to be on top of things, especially with Mercury retrograde and Pisces. Again, not very easy at all, but it just feels like you're going to be able to navigate this. All right. You're going to be able to trust your intuition, but I really love that. You also have the Knight of Swords, okay, in your external factors area. So it does feel like moving forward, especially the headspace, right? Especially what's going on up here. and making room for the new. I feel like the more that you unload up here, the more movement you'll have, the more you'll be able to, think in new ways and go after your passions and have brilliant ideas come through. It's just like having this, it's fearless energy with the Knight of Swords. He's actually going into the storm. You see the fire under his feet. And so I feel like there's real alchemy here, but he is a little impulsive. Just keep that in mind. Okay, there may be someone, um, in as part of your journey, and it can be, a partner, it can be a business partner, family member, whoever, right? Who may be a little like they're they haven't understood the Saturn and Aries requires, patience part yet. Yeah, wax on, wax off. So you might have to, you know, with that other person. All right, you got that right. Anyway, but yeah, the big thing here is like it just feels like there's something setting you free right here. That feels really good. All right, and you're just a lot that you can be processing based on a lot of experiences that you're gonna have. And movement. All right, again, just not even up here, not being afraid to go places in your mind that normally you're like, oh, I don't want to think about this, or no, you're gonna be good. Yeah, the Hierophant, amazing. There's that leadership, spiritual warrior right there. That's the whole archetype, the Saturn Neptune in your sign. Yeah, you're moving in that direction, and you're got to be good. Okay, remember, there's so much happening this month. No oppositions, no squares, a lot of gifts from the universe, right? This is a card of eminence. It's you rising above. This is you getting that promotion or being seen or even like getting the validation that you've been seeking. It's a Six of Wands. This is public recognition. This is achievements and honors. Remember, your 10th house is going to be activated with Juno there. That's amazing. Okay, so it could be, a promotion, a raise. And if you're not here for work, not sixes, but wands are highly associated with work, but also just your passions and your ambition. So anything that you're working on, everything that happens here leads to that. It's in your final outcome. You're good. Now, let's break it down week by week. Oh, Aries, first week. Yep. Well, the first week is really big, and I would say that a lot of it has to do with that eclipse. Mars moving into your sign. You got Venus sextile Uranus. You got money stuff. You have Sun trine Jupiter. You got Venus moving into your sign. A lot of money stuff, like money, relationships, home, family. Yeah, the Mercury Cazimi. Venus conjunct Neptune in your sign. I really love that. It's so nice. A lot of creative energy there. And then, Venus conjunct Saturn in your sign. First time in 30 years. And you got Mercury trine Jupiter as well. I mean, let's see what's going on for you the first week of March. Two of Pentacles. There it is. There's something that's shifting, changing. It's time to make that decision. Okay. And again, it feels like there's something that you've already, opportunity that you've already taken, that you're thinking about. The Two of Pentacles, there's a little bit of imbalance here. It's fine. It's all you have to do is just prioritize, right? There's got to be a moment that first week where you're going to have to let some things go. Maybe it is choosing between two jobs, two careers. Maybe you're at a job, you have time for a side gig. You got to sort that out, kind of, bring the balance into those plans. Whatever it is, make sure that you're not tiring yourself out. He's the juggler. He could be juggling for a really long time. So keep that in mind. But it does look like something that obviously it's Pentacles, so wealth and money, but Pentacles are physical reality too. Maybe even a relationship, Remember, you do have Venus conjunct Saturn. Now, the second week, you do have, well, Jupiter will go direct, which is amazing. But Monday, March 9th, what I didn't tell you, Venus will sextile Pluto. We will talk about this next week. That's, listen, you got Venus in your sign. So again, just this is money, power, sex, money, power, sex, money, power. That's Venus sextile Pluto. And your future aspirations. Now, yeah, and then you will have Mars conjunct the North Node. Mercury will conjunct Mars. We'll talk about that. Okay, it's actually a bigger deal than yeah, there's going to be some words. And then remember, Ceres is going to, leave your sign and move into Taurus. So let's see the second week for you. Aries, March. So, yeah. So you got the King of Pentacles, the richest king. You got the pair. You got the king and the queen. And remember, Venus is moving into your sign, but it's not just that. You have all these sextiles to Uranus and Taurus. It rules your second house of money and salary. You have a lot of money stuff this month, okay? This increase, but a lot of career stuff as well, even with that lunar eclipse in Virgo. Your sixth house of work, there could be some adjustments, changes there. But listen, you got both the king and the queen. Now, the difference between the two, the simplest way is the king is more public facing. Yeah. The queens are more intimate. The kings, their energies are more exterior. Anyway, remember what I said about like owning your path, owning your new reality. That's what the planets are looking for. Well, you see the King of Pentacles, his hand is over the Pentacles. So this is ownership. This is that confidence. Okay. And again, he's comfortable. They're comfortable. The other thing is, so richest king. Yeah. Big provider as well, protector, just kind of like the queen as well. But you also got the only two people in all of tarot who hold the golden scepter, okay? The Empress and the King of Pentacles. So anything they touch turns to gold. This is like the lap of luxury. This is abundance. This is wealth. These are like magic wands. You're you're really good. You're really good. And a lot of it, again, coming after that Two of Pentacles, really hinges on that decision you make. But you're got to be trusting your intuition with 4 planets in your 12th house of intuition. Now, you're good. 12th week, 12th week, 3rd week. Yeah, you will have Mercury conjunct the North Node. What else is... Oh, yeah, the new moon. New moon in Pisces, Sun sextile Uranus. Yeah. Yeah, then we move into your birth, March 20th. We have the equinox. And the sun moving into your sign. Happy birthday. Mercury goes direct. You have Mars trine Jupiter. And then you also have a Neptune Cazimi on that Sunday, March 22nd, in your sign. Let's see what's going on for you. We'll talk about it when we get to that. Let's see what's going on for you for the 3rd week of March. Yeah. You're... Yeah. So you've got the Ace of Swords, the Hand of Spirit. It's almost like this gift from the universe offering you the biggest sword in the deck. That's a lot of power. Aces, new beginnings, new paths, new opportunities. You see the crown, right? On top of this, again, it's almost like success is the key word for everything that's happening here. This is really amazing. So it looks like there may be, remember, so I talked about Mercury. Where is it? Yeah, Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces. I would really pay attention from that. Remember, that's on March 17th until the 21st. There's a huge cluster of activity that's just all these major aspects, but there really can be something here in terms of conversation you have, fated message you get. There could be a contract, there could be agreements here, something in your favor. It could be this new path that you're leading, this brilliant idea you have. Remember, Mercury goes direct, so this, a lot of mental clarity. This is even like a breakthrough. So you're good. Now, the last week, yeah, we have the Saturn Kazemi. We do have the Sun sextile Pluto. We'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. Just know that that's a big deal. But so is Friday, March 27th, when we have Saturn sextile Pluto. Saturn in your sign, sextile Pluto in Aquarius. As you know, that's part of the Prism portal, that rare grand trine with the 4 outer planets all interacting. And so this is locked in. This is a peak point. And then, like I said, when we get to April, flashpoint, okay, with Uranus moving into Gemini, and that's really locked in. You're gonna see a lot of big changes. And I'm gonna let you know that Monday on the 30th, Venus moves into Taurus. So Venus leaves your sign, moves into Taurus, her home. And again, that's your second house of money. So you see the trajectory. You see what's happening this month for you. Let's see what's going on for you the last week. Of March. You're good. This is empowerment. This is, and listen, you're in your birthday season. You've got the sun in your sign. You've got all these aspects. You're good. You're fine. This is courage. It's inner courage. It's just knowing that with everything that all this confidence you have, and just this bravery, right? Because when I said you have to be willing to move into the unknown, like for some signs that's like, oh no, but for you, it's almost like you love this exploration. You're comfortable throughout the whole process, and quite frankly, you want it. All right, you want this big change, and it's happening, and you're going to be good. Aries, thanks so much. Next week, we'll dive deeper in the aspects. There's a lot. And yeah, the bonus spread for tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. You know where to find the link. We're going to pull more cards. We're going to look at love. We're going to look at career. I want to see money. We're going to pull your big message of what Aries has to know for the month of March. Yeah, we're going to pull a lot more cards. Health, all of that. Anyone's welcome to join. Y'all, thanks so much. If you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Aries, happy birthday. What are y'all doing for your birthday? I hope you're doing something. You gotta be doing something unique. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.